Some books never leave you after you are finished reading them. L.M. Montgomery's classic novel, Anne of Green Gables, is one of those. Anne is an orphan adopted by Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert, a brother and sister who never left home or married. Now, in their old age, they need help with farm work. A woman in their town is in the process of adopting a daughter when the Cuthberts decide to give a home to a young boy. The instructions are fumbled and a girl is sent to them instead of a boy. Matthew and Marilla see this as a disaster. They are only adopting for pragmatic reasons. They need help on the farm and feel that a girl would not be able to keep up with the necessary chores. Anne is an imaginative girl desperate for a loving home. She is severely disappointed when she arrives at the farm only to find that she was not who they wanted. Through events that follow, the Cuthberts fall in love with Anne and her quirky ways and allow her to stay. Anne feels tremendous relief and hope when this happens. Throughout this book, Anne grows from a traumatized girl into a beloved young woman. She never loses touch with her imagination or optimism, even when she struggles. When she comes to live with the Cuthberts at Green Gables, she has lived in an orphanage interspersed with stints in foster care. Feelings of isolation, abandonment, and loneliness cause her to withdraw into herself, befriending her reflection and relying on characters in books. By the end of the story, Anne is confident and no longer feels isolated or abandoned. I created a new book cover for this novel. I chose to represent Anne with no facial features to show her feeling fragmented and unable to be understood. She is a character who has so many layers and such depth that it is easy to identify with her, but difficult to fully understand her. I have read this series of books at various times in my life. The first time I was 12. The next time was a few years later. I have read these books at least a dozen times. Each time I go through them, I gain new levels of understanding Anne, but also Marilla, Matthew, Gilbert, Rachel Lynde, and all the other characters that make up the town of Avonlea. I also understand myself better after revisiting this story. Anne of Green Gables is a classic for a reason. The reader sees Anne grow from a lonely orphan into a confident young woman. It is satisfying to see her get to experience all the things she does. She finds love and acceptance and stays true to herself. Anne never loses herself in the process of growing up. This is a story of love that grows from loss and academic rivals who grow to love one another deeply. Anne of Green Gables is a book that everyone should read because it teaches so many positive ideas. Anne teaches the reader that imagination is powerful. It is okay to make mistakes if you learn from them and to make the most of any situation. Anne is a character worth knowing.